Hey, Rach, you were at Central Park, weren't you? Huh? You were at Central Park too? That reaction confirms it was you, and you were with a guy too! I can't believe what I saw. My sister actually on a date! Were you following me? Then you both went to a jewelry store and entered their VIP room! How do you know all that? I followed you because I was curious. I've never seen you walking around with a guy before. I mean, at first, I thought I was seeing things. Had to make sure it was really you. You could have just said hello instead of stalking me. Where's the fun in that? Besides, you would have just made excuses. I was absolutely shocked to see my ugly duckling of a sister who could never attract men walking with someone. And the guy next to you was pretty hot, too. Don't tell me you've started paying for a male escort because you're lonely, Rachel. Is that why you went to the jewelry store? Excuse me? Come on, be honest with me. I'm your sister. How much are you paying him? Male escorts will sweet-talk even the ugliest of girls if they're paid enough. But it's all just business, you know? No matter how much money you spend, you can't buy real love. I'm not involved with any male escorts. Stop making these ridiculous assumptions. Then explain the jewelry store. No normal guy would take you there. Why is it so hard to believe someone might actually want to date me? Don't tell me you actually think he's your real boyfriend. Oh, Rach, you've really hit rock bottom. It's so pathetic to see my ugly sister with zero experience with a man that doesn't even love her. Stop jumping to conclusions. He's not an escort. He's a regular office worker. And he's my boyfriend. What? No way! There's no way that hottie could be dating my ugly sister. He belongs with someone beautiful. Someone like me. Seriously, what's the catch? Did you bribe his family or something? I'm telling you, he's my boyfriend. And stop with the ugly comments. I've had enough of you calling me that. But it's true that you're ugly, isn't it? Everyone back home used to say it too. How we sisters look nothing alike. It's hilarious that my sister, who was the laughingstock of the town, actually has a boyfriend. You were the only one who made me a laughingstock. That's not true. Remember how even Mom said we're so different? And Rachel, you're just too funny. You're ugly and no one's interested in you, but you keep crushing on guys anyway. And every time you get rejected after confessing, you cry and your face gets even more hilarious. Plus, all the guys you like end up being interested in me instead. What did you say? The funniest was that time with the baseball team captain you had a crush on. His response to your confession was, "I'll date you for a week if you give me your pretty sister's phone number." Remember that? That has to be the most humiliating rejection ever. Remember how red your face got? You looked like you were about to cry right there. Yeah, that happened. And when you heard about it, you said, "What a funny story," and started dating him. You two would always laugh about me together. How could I ever forget about that? Oh, you knew about that? We did have a good laugh. He kept asking me why we looked so different. Said it was impossible we were related. You didn't have to date him just to humiliate me more. But he was so cute! Was I supposed to turn him down just because my sister liked him? And now here's my ugly sister actually going on park dates. And with such a hot boyfriend too. It's unbelievable. Are you sure he's not an escort? Or maybe a rent-a-boyfriend? There are services like that now, you know, where you can rent a boyfriend for events. Perfect for losers like you. Just stop it already. Even if I'm not as pretty as you, he tells me I'm beautiful. Who I date is none of your business. He tells you you're beautiful? Now I know he must be getting paid, or he must be blind. And actually, that's where you're wrong. It is my business. What? If he was some nobody, I wouldn't care. But a guy who can access VIP rooms must be pretty wealthy. It pisses me off that someone like that is dating my sister. VIP rooms aren't for people like you. They're for people like me. You're not planning to do something to him, are you? Why so defensive? Worried I might steal him like all the others? Hey, tell me about him. You said he's an office worker, but which company? Where's his family from? Is he the eldest son? Second son? I'm not telling you anything. Stay away from both of us. Come on, Rachel. Share with your beautiful sister. I know you can't say no to my pretty face. Don't be so stingy about it. Come on. I just want to know more about my future brother-in-law. After everything you've done, you expect me to trust you? Is that why you're being so secretive? Because you're afraid of your pretty sister? Smart girl. You should be afraid.
Today was fun, Rachel. Sorry for suddenly proposing. It's been so long since we managed to go out on a date, and it was just so much fun, you know? When I thought about how nice it would be to always be with someone like you, I couldn't hold back my feelings. I hope I didn't make you uncomfortable.
No, I was happy.
Really? That's great. I felt like I freaked you out or something. But going straight to looking at rings after that was probably too much. This really was just on impulse. I just got caught up in the moment seeing you smile.
I'm the one who should apologize for not being able to decide right there, even though you showed me so many beautiful rings.
Maybe we should have had dinner first before going to the store. I'm really sorry.
No. The rings were all so lovely. I just wasn't prepared. I'm sorry, too.
You don't need to apologize for that. The ring will be for life after all. Let's take our time and look at different stores together. We can go again next weekend if you like. Or whenever you're ready. No pressure.
Thank you, David.
I should be thanking you for considering my sudden proposal. By the way, should we tell our families?
Maybe we should wait a bit.
Of course. Whatever makes you comfortable. Well, I'll call you later. Think about which style of ring you like best.
I finally found out who your boyfriend really is, Rachel. I can't believe you're dating someone from your company's business partner company. You've been keeping such big secrets from me. How do you know about that? Since you wouldn't tell me anything, I did my own research. I can't believe it. A romance that starts at work? It's like something out of a romance novel. I never thought you'd have such an exciting development in your sad little life. Did you meet at a business meeting, or was it the company party? Come on, tell me all the details. Why are you so desperate to investigate my boyfriend? Because I'm going to steal him from you. What? Don't act so surprised. You knew this was coming. While investigating your boyfriend, I started wanting him for myself. He's hot and an elite employee from a business partner company. Plus, his family runs a business. It might be small, but it still means that he's a future CEO. I just have to take him. He's exactly the type I've been looking for. He's perfect for me. Wait a minute. You're joking about stealing him, right? I'm dead serious. I want to get married while I'm still young and beautiful, but I absolutely won't accept anyone less than perfect for someone like me. So I've been looking for someone with the perfect combination of looks, money, and family background. And your boyfriend checks all the boxes. Plus, stealing him from you will be so much fun. You can't be serious. He's your older sister's boyfriend. I'm still going out with him. For now, yes, but if he becomes my boyfriend instead, that can't be helped, right? It's just natural selection. The prettier sister always wins. What? Don't worry, I'll invite you to the wedding. If you don't want to lose him, try your best to keep him. Though that might be hard for someone as ugly as you. Want to bet how long it'll take? A week? Maybe 2? Not even that. I could probably steal him in a matter of days. You've always been selfish, but this is going way too far. It's not selfish if I'm better suited for him. Just watch, Rachel. I'll show you how a real woman does it. Sorry, Rach. David is mine now. I married him. What did you say? Surprised! I told you I'd take him. Men really are weak to beautiful women, aren't they? I thought he might be weird or have some freaky fetish since he was dating an uggo like you, but he fell for me surprisingly easily. It only took 2 weeks of messaging before he was completely mine. You really got married? You actually filed the marriage registration? Yes, just now. Look at this wedding ring from him sparkling on my left hand. It's much prettier than anything he showed you. It's the perfect wedding ring for the perfect couple. No way. Want to know how I did it? I found his social media and sent him a DM. I messaged saying, "I'm your girlfriend's sister," and he replied immediately. Then he asked me out, confessed that he loves me more than you, and just now he proposed, and we filed our marriage registration right away. He said I was everything he was looking for. What? Why is everything moving so fast between you two? When you know, you know. That's what David said. And we bought the wedding ring right away, too. By the way, I heard from him that you were engaged. You were so close to getting your ring, too. I'm really sorry about that. Must be hard losing such a catch. You don't sound sorry at all. I don't need fake apologies. You caught me. To be honest, I don't feel bad at all. Pretty girls like me can get away with anything. He even said he was relieved that he was going to be free of you. He was so happy that he was going to date someone as beautiful as me. What did you say? Hey, how does it feel? You finally got a hot boyfriend despite being so ugly, but now your miracle chance at marrying up has been stolen. Send me a selfie of your crying, angry face. I want to keep it as my screensaver to laugh at when I'm bored. Ooh, I know. I'll add it to my wedding album. I'll label it in memory of David's ex-fiancé. Stop this, Sarah. I'm sick of you trying to make me a laughingstock again. If you hate me, just leave me alone. Aw, don't say that. That's not true at all. I love my big sister so much. It's just so fun looking down on people that are below me. Besides, this is what you get for trying to date way out of your league. You might be pretty on the outside, but you're completely rotten inside. As long as you're pretty on the outside, all those other details are forgiven. And that's why hot, successful guys like David choose pretty girls. He said I'm better than his ugly girlfriend. Sorry for stealing your chance at marriage. Want to be my bridesmaid? Oh wait, we already got married! I wasn't even engaged to him, so it's fine. What? We weren't engaged, so don't worry about me. I wasn't planning to get married to David anyway. Congratulations to you both. Wait a minute. David told me you were engaged. Don't try to act tough just because he was stolen from you. I know that inside you're actually heartbroken. I'm just stating facts. Yes, he proposed, but I never said yes, so I can't say we were engaged. But you went ring shopping with him, right? I heard you couldn't decide because you were overthinking it. You wouldn't go ring shopping if you weren't engaged. Stop lying. I know that you're just trying to confuse me, but I'm not letting go of him. That was just because he got caught up in the moment. I was surprised by his sudden proposal, and without missing a beat, he immediately took me to look at rings. I never said yes to his proposal, and I pretended to be indecisive and didn't choose a ring because I wasn't going to marry him. I didn't tell him right away because I didn't want to embarrass him in the store. This makes no sense. Who do you think you are? You can't reject a proposal from a guy like that. He's hot and rich. He's the best guy any girl could get, let alone an ugly girl like you. You're just saying all this because you're jealous. He might be hot, but he doesn't have any money. Who would decide to marry someone with $200,000 in debt, whose family fell apart because of his money problems? What? He's $200,000 in debt? And he's not on good terms with his family anymore? You're lying. You have to be lying. Then what about him becoming CEO? It's amazing that you can marry someone like that. I really respect your courage and determination. I hope you and David will be very happy together. Wait a minute. What do you mean by all this? Tell me everything right now! You didn't know? For all your investigating, you couldn't find what he was desperately trying to hide. I didn't know either until his parents told me. What do you mean he was desperately trying to hide something? Stop being cryptic and tell me! His family did run a small company, like you said, but recently, their business situation got worse. In the end, they went bankrupt. What? No, that can't be true. He showed me photos of their house. While they don't have debt themselves, the family had to split up. His parents are now staying with relatives who run a factory in Alaska. Before they left for Alaska, his parents contacted me. They said, "We heard our son has a girlfriend. We promise we won't cause you any trouble with the company or ourselves, so please take care of our son." I kept waiting for David to tell me himself, but he proposed without saying anything. He even said, "My family is all doing well. Business is good, too." The fact that he kept lying made me even more suspicious. That's why I didn't answer his proposal. Wait, I understand about his family's business, but if they don't have debt, why does he have debt? That's because he's a terrible gambling addict. What? After his proposal, I properly investigated him. That's when I found out about his debt. Apparently, he's been addicted to gambling even when his family's business was doing well. Every time he lost big, his parents would send him money. No way! I can't believe he had that side to him! But when his family's business started struggling, he couldn't rely on them anymore. But he couldn't stop his gambling addiction. The debt kept growing until it reached $200,000. That's why he started dating me. But why you? Because I have $1 million in savings. He was only dating me for my money. When I found that out, I was really heartbroken and cried for hours and hours. What? How does my sister have that kind of money? I know you work at a decent company, but there's no way you could save $1 million. I've been investing while saving. Now my assets are worth $1 million. What? You always said I was ugly and would never get married, so I thought I should prepare to live alone in the future. That's way too much preparation. At your age, with $1 million, you don't even need to work. I never told anyone about my assets, but at a business networking party, I got too drunk and apparently mentioned how hard I was working on saving money. That's probably when he started targeting me. No way! So, thank you for taking David off my hands. I sincerely congratulate you both. A handsome man with debt and a beautiful woman who likes stealing others' partners. You make a perfect couple.
Hey, so we weren't actually engaged?
I never once said yes to your proposal. Think back carefully, and maybe you'll notice how hesitant I was.
Wow, this is so embarrassing. I really thought we were engaged.
The most embarrassing thing is your $200,000 in debt.
Sarah told me about that you knew everything. I thought I was hiding it so well.
It's sad that your business failed, and your parents were so kind and thoughtful towards me and towards you. But you betrayed the person your parents entrusted you to, and even had a shotgun wedding with her sister.
Shut up! Who would date an ugly girl like you if you didn't have any money? Of course I switched to someone better.
But that new wife of yours might be pretty, but she doesn't have any money at all. She's never worked seriously for a day in her life. She spent her entire life just playing around with men.
So what? Pretty women are worth money. Between an ugly woman with $1 million in savings and a pretty woman with zero savings, the pretty one wins hands down. I can just have Sarah work at a nightclub. Making $1 million would be easy.
You can't be serious. What do you think my sister is?
She's my wife now. A husband can make his wife do whatever he wants. Stay out of it.
This is the worst. That man told me to go work at a nightclub to pay off his debt. How could he suggest something like that to me? What did you expect from someone who'd marry his girlfriend's sister? When I confronted him about the debt, he just became defiant. Then he started saying that a wife should happily pay off her husband's debts. I never thought he'd be such a terrible person. He even showed me applications for loans in my name. He is the kind of person who easily goes after his girlfriend's sister. How could he not be terrible? But I never thought he'd actually try to sell you. You knew he was this kind of person? Why didn't you warn me? Would you have listened? This is absolutely unacceptable. I wanted to marry a successful man because I didn't want to work. So why should I have to work for a man in debt? He keeps talking about some people he owes money to. They sound scary, Rachel. Well, you're married now, and couples should help each other. So work hard together to get over this. No way. I'm divorcing him. I'm not interested in a man that has a fortune in debt, so I'll give him back to you. You can handle his debt with your savings. I don't want him either. Get divorced or whatever you want, but leave me out of it. Don't say that. When I said I wanted a divorce, he absolutely refused. The only way I can get divorced is if I offer you up to him. He says he'll only agree if you take him back. Please, Rachel, help me out of this. First, you stole him from me, and now you're giving me up as sacrifice? Wow, I don't want to know you anymore. From now on, you're not my sister. I don't know, and I don't care. Figure it out yourself. What? Rachel, you're abandoning me? Your only sister? And I'm beautiful too! You can't just abandon me! You don't look beautiful to me at all. You're just a selfish woman who's ugly on the inside. You're not worth helping at all. No! You can't do this to me! I'm scared, Rachel. Really scared.
Hey, what's going on with your sister? She's not working at all. The debt has actually increased.
And what has that got to do with me?
I thought you wanted to know what's happening to your precious sister.
Oh, is that so?
I thought we wouldn't have money problems if she worked at the nightclub. That's why I even quit my job. But she keeps skipping work at the club I introduced her to. When she does show up, she gets drunk and breaks the club's property. The debt increases by tens of thousands in the space of a few days. Your sister's useless. At least you had money.
Well, a couple competing to see who can drag each other down more. You're even more perfect for each other than I thought.
This isn't funny. Don't mess with me. This is all your sister's doing. As their sister, you need to take responsibility. You pay the debt. You have the money. I know you do.
I'm sorry, but I don't have a sister anymore. I don't know anything about that stranger she's become.
Stop playing games.
If you're having money troubles, why don't you both go to Alaska where your parents are? I'm sure they'd hire you both at the farm. Well, goodbye. I forgot to do it after the last time we spoke, but this time, I'm blocking you.
Don't you dare block me. You owe me for wasting my time. I dated you for months just to get your money.
Goodbye.
Wait! Your sister threatened to tell the police about my gambling. You need to help us.
I blocked David's contact information and deleted it right away. I've told everyone, parents, relatives, friends, about those two, so I think I can go through life without ever meeting them again. My sister apparently keeps calling our parents saying, "Help me, Mom, that man is making me work at a nightclub." But since she's always been leeching off her parents, saying things like, "Pretty girls don't need to work to get by," they're actually cheering her on, saying, "Go ahead and become the #1 hostess since you're so proud of your beauty." Yesterday, she even tried calling them, crying about how the debt collectors keep coming to their apartment. But our parents just said, "Well, you married him knowing he had debt, right? Work hard to pay it off." She's been trying to reach me through different numbers, sending messages like, "Rachel, please help me. I made a mistake. The debt collectors are scary. I'll apologize properly this time. I'll never make fun of you again. Please lend me money. I'm your only sister." But I delete them all without responding. Our cousins tell me she's been trying to get my new contact information from them too, sending messages like, "I just want to apologize to my sister, and family should help each other." but they all know what she did and ignore her. Even a beautiful daughter's pleas won't work on our parents anymore. Last I heard, David's parents in Alaska said they'd hire them both at the factory, but only if they commit to working there for at least 5 years. Sarah keeps refusing, saying manual labor will ruin my looks, while David tells her, your looks are all we have left to make money. I've moved to a new apartment and changed my phone number. Sometimes I think about them, but only to remind myself that beauty truly is only skin deep. I'm focusing on my investments now. Maybe I'll reach $2 million in savings next year.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.
You know, I was really looking forward to today since Ben told me that he had a beautiful sister that he knew I would love. But I show up to the dinner, and who does he introduce me to? Some ugly old lady. I mean, I wasn't expecting much, but you really showed me a new kind of hello today. What? I was born an only child, so I've always wanted an older sister since I was a little girl. A beautiful, perfect older sister who is mature and can help me with anything in life. But I guess what I get is an ugly old lady who doesn't even seem reliable for anything. I don't need a sister if this is what I'm getting.
Sabrina, are you okay? I thought we just became friends after getting to know each other at the dinner earlier. Why are you saying these things to me?
Of course, I'm going to act friendly with you if Ben's there. But the truth is that I was really disappointed by you. I was really excited to meet you since Ben kept bringing you up about how proud he was to have you as his older sister. So, I dressed up all nice and showed up to see a wrinkly old lady waiting for us. How is it even possible that the two of you were born 10 years apart? I just wanted to go home at that point, but I didn't want Ben to feel bad for bringing me, so I just acted as nice as I could.
And you think it's the right thing to do to say all of those horrible things to my face after we leave? Couldn't you have at least kept those thoughts to yourself? Preferably to the grave? It isn't too hard to imagine how someone would feel after being called an ugly old lady, you know?
I told you all of this because I feel the need to make things clear.
What do you mean?
Wasn't I adorable at the dinner, all smiley and happy? Well, I didn't want you to get the wrong idea and start treating me like a younger sister, so I told you how I really felt.
This is why I have trust issues. Whatever, good for you.
The bottom line is, don't talk to me ever again, okay? I don't want to be seen talking to some old hag like you, and nor do I want to waste my time talking to you.
Could you stop mocking me just because you're young? You're going to end up regretting it when you're my age, trust me.
Do you really think I'm making fun of your age itself just because I'm younger than you? I would never do that. I know that I'll be your age one day too.
It sounds like that's exactly what you're doing right now. Why would you make fun of me for being an ugly old hag if it wasn't because I'm old?
Because you're ugly. Besides, I'm not even making fun of you. I just hate being near people like you, so I'm being very honest with you and myself.
I don't understand a single thing you're saying.
I'm saying that it's not a matter of choice. I just inherently hate being near people like you, and I can't help it. A lot of ladies who are over their 30s are so obnoxious and full of pride, and I absolutely hate people like that. See, I have a proper reason to repel you as a person.
What kind of reason is that? It's not like every single person that's over 30 is mean.
No, every single one of you is horribly mean. Just take a look at my workspace, and you'll see that I'm telling the truth.
What?
All the women over 30 there are so prideful and unkind. They're all jealous of me because I'm so young, and they practically bully me like in grade school. So I decided that the best thing to do in response is to hate their guts back.
Oh, well, I'm sorry you had to go through that.
As a matter of fact, it really isn't just the people who I work with. It's every single middle-aged person. They all disgust me. So I decided to hate everyone who's over 30 years old. That's why I hate you as well, Molly. I wish you people who hate young people just because you're jealous should all just disappear.
Hey Ben, I want to talk about Sabrina with you. Do you have a minute?
Yeah? What's up?
Well, it seems that Sabrina hates my guts.
What? Why would she hate you? You guys barely met. She seemed to like you a lot at the dinner last night.
That's what I thought too, but I received a text from her today. She said that she couldn't believe that the two of us were 10 years apart, and that she didn't want an ugly old hag that's over 30 to be her older sister.
She said that to you?
Yeah, but don't misunderstand her. Apparently, she's been through a lot with her colleagues at work. And now she has a sort of phobia towards people who are middle-aged or older.
What do you mean she has a phobia? And why'd that apply to you?
She said that her colleagues at work have been very unkind towards her, and that the people who attacked her for being young are all over 30 years old. So she started to grow and initiate fear for people around that age inside of her.
So now she hates you just because you're in the same age frame as her? How does that make any sense? Just because you're the same age as them doesn't mean you're as mean or disrespectful as those people.
Well, it seems like it makes sense in her mind. She told me not to speak to her ever again, and that she has no intentions of getting close to me. But, I mean, we are, as a matter of fact, becoming in-laws, so I was wondering if you had any ideas as to how I could become closer to Sabrina.
First things first, I'm sorry for all this. I didn't even think that Sabrina would be capable of saying such mean things to anyone. In her name, I apologise.
It's fine, and it's nothing for you to apologise about.
Thanks. So this is all because of her trouble at work, huh? That's probably the reason why she's been so insistent on becoming a stay-at-home wife after we get married.
What?
I've actually heard about the fact that she's been having some trouble at work on a few occasions. She's been asking me over and over again if she could just take care of the home instead of the both of us working. So if her problems at work are getting to her that badly, then that's probably why she doesn't want to be there anymore. But it'll be difficult for me to single-handedly make enough money for the both of us to have good lives. But even when I recommend that she move to another workplace, she told me that she was mentally broken after working at her old job. So I'm not too sure what the best move is to make at this point.
I probably wouldn't know what to do either if I was in your shoes. Realistically speaking, if you don't have enough money, then there aren't many options. But then again, I know it's difficult for you to ask your wife to work, even though she's so mentally worn out.
Exactly. But I just concluded that I need to work as hard as I can for the both of us. We'll see where that takes us. I've always had a reputation for my endless energy. I can work from day in to day out and I'll be completely fine.
That doesn't sound like too great of a plan to me. Are you sure you're going to be happy living like that?
Of course, I'll be happy. I'm sure Sabrina will gradually get better, if I can give her some time to rest at home. And if she's better, then I'm happy. I'll also be sure to tell her how much you've helped me throughout life, and how much of an amazing person you are. Maybe that way she'll be able to acknowledge that some people are more respectable than others. She'll be willing to become closer to you.
I hope so. Sorry for causing another problem for the two of you.
You haven't caused anything, don't worry about it.
Thanks, Ben.
Of course, and thanks for coming to the dinner with us yesterday. It really did mean a lot. Sabrina and I are going to have the best wedding that you've ever been to, so get ready for that.
I can't believe you. How could you do this to me? Why the hell did you push me into the pool? This is the first time in my life anyone's ever done something so horrible to me.
Oh, well, sorry for stealing your first time. This was the only way I could think of. No hard feelings, okay?
What do you mean?
I wanted you to go home no matter what. I didn't want you at my wedding. But you wouldn't just leave even if I told you to, would you? So I thought about how to get you to leave no matter what. That's when I came up with the idea to sabotage your outfit so you wouldn't be able to stay. So I just pushed you into the pool.
What? So you just decided that it was okay to push me into the pool? You're crazy!
What else was I supposed to do? I hate old ladies like you. Did you expect me to just sit still and watch while you ruined my once-in-a-lifetime experience?
How many times do I have to tell you that I'm not an old lady? I thought Ben explained that I wasn't the horrible person that you thought I was.
Yes, he did. And it made me hate you even more.
What?
Ben's a very family-first type of guy. He sat beside me and spoke about you and how you're an amazing person and that I had the wrong impression about you. You were always a caring older sister who would always take care of Ben when his parents couldn't, right? But the more he spoke about you, the more I became annoyed that he sounded like he loved someone else more than me. So the more he tries to make me like you, the more I hate you.
How does that make sense?
He's been especially annoying about you lately. No matter where we are, he starts talking about you. I absolutely hate the way you've made him. And I absolutely hate you yourself even more.
Don't you get it? The only reason that Ben's been talking about me a lot was because he wanted us to get along with each other. He cares about the both of us, and he'd give anything for us to be good sisters-in-law.
Well, he's failed miserably to accomplish that. I mean, you can't just unhate something that you absolutely despise, can you? It was the best feeling over to push you into that pool. From now on, I might just push any old person over when no one's looking.
Sabrina.
Well then, you better get going, old lady. I don't want you to make the wedding hall dirty with your wet clothes.
Whatever. I don't even want to go anyways.
Bye-bye. The wedding's about to begin, by the way. I'm about to have the time of my life.
I will go home. But let me say one last thing to you. I really did try to meet in the middle with you, but I guess I'm allowed to give up on you after what you've done to me today. You're going to regret pushing me into that pool.
That's great. We'll see you then.
I can't take you anymore. I'll make sure that you'll never forgive yourself for this. Be prepared.
You're starting to get annoying. Just go home and tuck yourself into bed, you wet old hag. The exit's that way.
Even if you beg on your knees while crying, I won't stop you.
Do you need some therapy or what? It's always the old ladies and their endless, meaningless conversations. You're the same as all the others, so shut up. Molly, please come back to the wedding hall, please. Ben's with you, isn't he? Please just bring him back.
Yes, Ben's with me. My kind little brother got worried about his soaking wet older sister and made sure that I got home safe.
Well, please tell him to come back to the wedding this instant. The whole crowd is panicking because he won't show up. The workers are saying that they're going to have to call the wedding off if the groom won't show up.
You don't have to worry about that, honey. I heard Ben making a call to the wedding company earlier. He was talking about calling the wedding off anyways.
What? Why on earth would he do that?
Gee, I wonder why, Sabrina. Why would I ever want to get married to you if this was who you really were? Really, pushing your own fiancé's older sister into a pool before the wedding. Seriously.
Ben, is that you?
I can't believe this. If you didn't like how I was talking about my sister so much, then why didn't you just let me know? You should have just said that you would have hated me no matter what I did. Then I would have thought of other ways to have you two get to know each other. But you just ruined it, all by pushing her into a pool before our wedding. What kind of psycho comes up with an idea like that?
Please don't call me a psycho, honey. I just needed her to leave, and that was the way that I was sure would get her to leave.
That was your idea, after thinking everything through. Well then, I guess I just saved my children from inheriting your tiny brain genetics.
How could you say that?
I'm not even mad anymore. I'm disappointed. The wedding's over, and I'm regretting that I ever got engaged to you. We're getting divorced soon as we get the chance.
Wait, please, just wait a minute. I don't want to get divorced from you.
I don't care. This is the only option that's left for me. I can't get married to someone who can't value my family the same way I do.
Wait, we can talk this out. I know that you're angry right now, but please just think about how I felt.
What do you mean?
You know this, don't you? That all of the old ladies at work would bully me and treat me horribly. And that I hate everyone that I consider to be an old lady. I have a valid reason to hate your sister. And if you're my fiancé, then you should be understanding towards these things.
Stop acting like the victim. You get hated on because you slack off at work, right?
Well,
I tried my very best to be as understanding as I could towards you. So I contacted your workplace, see if they could take any actions to make things better for you. They told me that they would run some checks and interviews to see if there really was any issue.
what? You contacted them?
Yeah, because I cared for you. And I couldn't bear to keep seeing you so worn out because of your work. I was ready to go as far as to hire a lawyer and sue the company for it.
Oh no.
But what do I receive in response? A call to come over to their office to address some issues with you. They told me that after inspection and interviews, they came to the conclusion that you were the one who was making them look bad. You were making fun of your senior colleagues as soon as you first got into the company, weren't you? I heard that you would ridicule the other workers because you were the only young one there.
No, this is a misunderstanding.
No, it ain't, Sabrina. They even called over your colleagues to talk face to face with me.
What?
They had some of the things that you said to them recorded as proof. I got to listen to some of them. I heard my fiancé call people hags, make fun of their physical features. Let me ask you how you thought that wouldn't be hated at work if you treated everyone around you like that. I'm not on your side anymore. As a matter of fact, no one is.
Please don't say that, Ben.
Your colleagues aren't in the wrong. My sister ain't in the wrong. If anything, this means that you were just harassing my older sister for no apparent reason. You better give her a proper apology sometime soon. And know that I'll never forgive you for this.
Ben!
My sister is 10 years older than me. So what? I'm sure my sister had a difficult time figuring out how to deal with such a young brother. But she was always there to help me with my homework. She even cooked when my parents were working until late. But my sister is the best sister in the world.
Ben, I'll apologize for every single word I've said until now, so please, don't leave me. Please come back. We can still finish the wedding. Everyone gathered just to congratulate us. We can't just make them leave, can we?
I don't care. The wedding is cancelled, and that's final. I'll make sure that the cancellation fee goes to you, so be prepared for that.
Please forgive me for everything I've done. I know that I can't take back what I said, but I regret everything deeply. So please help me get back together with Ben. He's already made up his mind about the divorce, and I can't get him to listen to me. Just sign the divorce papers, Sabrina. I want my little brother to get married to someone who can make him the happiest boy in the world. And I'm sorry, but you've proven to us yourself that you aren't that someone. Please don't say something like that. I'll be a completely different person from now on. I'll be unbelievable friendly to you. What? You've taken very good care of your brother that's 10 years younger than you, haven't you? Then I'm sure you could do the same with a younger sister as young. Please think of me as a younger sister and take good care of me. Why the hell would I want to take care of you? I hate your guts. Huh? Asking me for help won't do you any good, so you should just give up on that and give up altogether and just get a divorce from my brother. I'll never get divorced. We just got married to each other, and I still love Ben. Well, it looks like Ben doesn't love you back anymore. He even went as far as to say that he doesn't even remotely feel any interest in you. He hates me that much? I mean, I guess I was a little annoying, but all I did was have fun making fun of old ladies. The way you say it, all I did, just goes to show off how little you regret doing what you did. I'm confident that Ben won't even bother listening to whatever you have to say with that mentality like that. So just get the divorce done with and go gather money to pay for the cancellation fee and compensation. What? What do you mean compensations? Isn't that money that people who cheat have to pay? I never cheated on Ben. You pay compensation when you force mental pain on someone else. It doesn't have to be cheating. And you pushed your fiance's older sister into a pool. My brother had to endure mental pain because of that, and I endured mental pain as well. I need you to pay for my dress and purse since they got injured by the water. But are you finally starting to realize the scale of what you started between us? Well, that's the idea. So neither I nor my brother will go easy on you. We won't be making any deductions towards the price, and make sure it's a one-time payment. A one-time payment? Good luck. It's scary when a 30-year-old ugly hat gets mad, isn't it? Ha! After Sabrina finally gave up, she signed the divorce paper, making the divorce official. On top of that, the cancellation fee and compensation added up to $80,000. After borrowing money from several shady organizations and her own payments, Sabrina was finally able to make the payment. After that, she was fired from her job for everything she'd done to her colleagues. Now she's trying to get married to a rich man by attending matchmaking parties, hosted all over the state. However, most of the other attendees are college students in their 20s, so she's getting made fun of like never before, being 25.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.
I'm sure you were pretty shocked to see who my husband is going to be, right? From my seat, I could see every little detail on your face as you realized just who I'd be getting married to. I'm way past being simply shocked, Freya. I'm in a panic. What the hell is going on here? Why are you getting married to Carson, of all people? I was just dating him 3 months ago before we broke up, right? And right after he broke up with you, him and I started to go out with one another. And that's why we are getting married now. Stop making it sound so easy. I was just listening to what others here have been saying about you two. You and Carson have been with one another for over a year now. What the hell do you mean you started a date after you broke up with me? That makes no sense when everything else is saying you've been going out for 4 times as long. Oh, no way. You really listened well to what everyone's been talking about. Tell me what is going on here right now, Freya. If it's really the truth that you and him have been dating for a year now, then that would mean he was cheating on me the whole time, right? Well, yeah. What everyone has been saying is the truth. I'm so sorry, Alina. This whole time, him and I have been sleeping with one another behind your back. That is unbelievable. You have been my best friend ever since middle school, Freya. How could you let him cheat on me with yourself? And now you're both going to get married? Come on now. This was bound to happen, right? We are so happy with one another. So of course, we're going to get married now that you're gone. Can you just please be happy now for the fact that your best friend is getting married to your ex? What? We still have a lot of time at this wedding. There's also going to be the after party, right? I don't want you sitting around all gloomy like that, okay? You'll begin to scare the rest of the guests. Now I'm with Carson getting ready for everything. Can you please take a look in the mirror and practice putting on a smile again? Carson, what the hell is all of this? You have been cheating on me with my best friend that whole time, and now you're getting married to her. What the hell do you think you're doing?
Hey. Don't be so upset with me, alright? When it comes to us men, we always want to be married to the most pretty woman. Now to you two, Freya ended up being the most pretty.
What the hell? You think you can just get away with saying something like that? Do you not feel as though you've done something terribly wrong to me? You've lied to me this whole time about something so unthinkable. You have no right sitting around feeling as though you're in the clear now.
Huh? Think I've been lying to you?
Well, you said it to me like this. You said you'd be moving away for work, that we'd have to start a long-distance relationship. But you told me that you didn't like the idea of a long-distance relationship, and then you asked me to break up with you. And after I started to understand how I thought you felt, we broke up. But not even a half a year later, you're getting married to my best friend? What is going on here? What the hell happened to you leaving town for work?
You have a really good memory for understanding what all took place 3 months ago. About that transfer out of town. In the end, someone else ended up being elected to move. So I was able to stay in town and not move away.
Uh-huh.
I was really planning on breaking up with Freya as well, though. I hate the idea of having to do a long-distance relationship and know I won't be able to last through it. But after breaking up with you, I just couldn't get myself to say goodbye to her. She's just too dang beautiful for me to turn away, but luckily, I ended up not having to leave town after all. So, after hearing that I wouldn't have to leave, her and I decided we needed to get married.
You literally love to lie to me about everything all the dang time, don't you? I know that the whole thing about you ever needing to move for work is a lie. All you really wanted was a way to getting rid of me, so that you could be with the woman you've been cheating on me with. Why can't you just tell me the truth from the start, instead of wasting all your time making up such weak lies?
Hey. Don't continue thinking everything I say to you is a lie. Especially when it could very well be the truth that I'm talking about.
You honestly don't know where to end with all your bullshit, do you? I can tell that no matter how long we talk about all of this, you are never going to come around to apologizing to me.
I think you should be asking for my forgiveness before an apology. So why'd you keep whining for me to apologize when you're the one who needs to apologize to me?
What?
Stop with all your whining and look at the reality of this situation, you loser. You caused quite the stir for the rest of my guests now by acting the way you did when you noticed that I'd be marrying your best friend. I want to apologize for all that before the end of the day, alright?
Putting on a smile again. Dang, you're still around here? I had assumed you were bawling your eyes out right now and on the run home. I'm not leaving this place just yet, Freya. You had asked me to stick around and give a speech for you today, even though I now know you as a backstabbing jerk. So even though I'm very pissed about the circumstance, I'm in. I'm still going to give that speech I promised. You really are a wonderful woman, aren't you? I've always hated how much you like to seem like you were this perfect, respectable woman. What? You were this very serious and smart girl who had even more friends than me. I couldn't even bear looking at you, being such the perfect girl, and that's why ever since middle school, I've hated you. I'm supposed to be more pretty than you, and I have all these men surrounding me. So why did you end up with more friends than I could ever make? It doesn't make any sense. I should have everyone asking to be my friend because of my beauty. Yet everyone flocked to an ugly mess like you. It doesn't make sense that you ended up being the popular one. No sense at all. Oh, wait a second, Freya. What? Haven't you and I always been really close friends? How could you have been thinking of me that way all this time while acting as though you liked me? I've been faking it. All this time, I've hated your guts. Are you kidding me? Not at all. You're just some ugly little whore who should have never ended up with a single girl wanting to be your friend. But you seem to do the unthinkable and attract all these friends. So I thought I'd do the same and do you by becoming your friend as well. By having you on my side all the time, I'd look even more attractive to the guys, and I'd be able to make just as many friends as you. I may have looked like I was having the time of my life with you, but on the inside, it felt as though I was rotting away. Rotting away? You felt all that way all along then? I can't believe this. You can't? If I was just kidding about all of this, then I would have never stolen Carson from you. You're still not going to believe that I hate you, even after having this wedding to your ex? But ever since middle school, you and I have ever been together through everything. We were always in the same class together and would always do sports together and everything. You're going to tell me now that it was all a lie? I'm sorry, but this was all in fact a lie. Ever since 7th grade, I have hated every single thing about you. What? Did you just say 7th grade? Did I ever do anything then to piss you off? You sure did. Everything you did pissed me off and hurt. The fact that an ugly whore like you could hurt me in so many ways really infuriated me. What? I will forever remember the year as being the worst year of my life. I was just starting to fake being your friend and became this popular and wonderful queen. But when I went to Jacob, who was in class above us and the class president for his grade, he rejected me when I confessed my love to him. Do you want to know what he told me, the most beautiful person in that school? He told me that he didn't want to be with a girl who put so much makeup on her face. He said it was not healthy for me to do that. And that was not all though. After that, he told me to learn a thing or two about you, being healthy, since you were my best friend and didn't use any makeup. Why the hell would he say something like that to a natural beauty like me? Why should I have to learn a dang thing from you about being healthy? What's wrong with me using makeup to make myself look even more sexy? What? Can you hang on for a second? All of that has nothing to do with me. Huh? I never knew that you confessed that you liked Jacob to him back then. And since he's older than you, I'm sure he was just saying that to try and help you out. But if you're going to get mad about what he said, don't get mad at me. Shut the hell up, ugly. You're the ugly whore here. So you take responsibility for what he said. What? Ever since 7th grade, on the day he said that to me, I have absolutely hated everything about you. You were already far worse than me by having an ugly mug like that one to you back then. But now that we've become adults, I can see you don't even have the same strength as me to keep a man you love by your side. I am the most strong woman when it comes to men, and I should be praised for such a thing now. Yet for some reason, you still think you can do better. Well, I'm going to bury you for thinking that. You're never going to be as good as me, because I'm now getting married to a man who works for one of the largest companies in the state, and I was able to do all of this by stealing him from you. So wait, you took him from me because you thought I was trying to be better than you? You stole Hunter from me because you're so upset with me over something that just happened back in middle school? Go screw yourself. All I had to do was show Hunter a little bit of what I'm about, and he stuck to me like a leech. I'm sure you thought you were going to continue being the best, but you're no match for a woman with my looks and strength. All you are is another one of those pigs that tries to make themselves out to be more human. You ugly whore, you're never going to win against the most sexy woman ever. Wow, men are always going to go for the best looking, and it really didn't take much to have Hunter. I hope you don't hold any of this against me, because all of this beauty is natural. Now, I'm going to get back at you for all those years of you thinking you were better than me, by marrying him and being the perfect wife he's always been wanting. In this world, beauty means everything, and I was lucky enough to be born pretty. I don't even have to try for anything I want anymore, while you have to work your butt off to get even one guy. Now, you ugly whore. I was the one that left Carson though, Freya. What? As of right now, I have no feelings for Carson, and I haven't had any for a long time now. I was actually really happy to see you both getting married, but what I've just heard from you really has me feeling off right now. You stole my boyfriend from me, all because I'm too ugly to have things. Well, that doesn't make any sense, because I was the one that told him to leave. And right now, you're getting married to a man who was thrown away by someone you're calling ugly. Uh-huh. Don't think you can talk to me like that when I know the truth. You're the one who was thrown away by him. I'm not going to believe for a second that you're the one with enough power to let go of Carson. From what you've heard, the reason for us breaking up is due to him being moved out of town for work and him not wanting to do a long-term relationship. But even then, before we started to talk about that, I was pretty much over the guy. He'd already been lying to me about things for a long time, and that lie was about having to leave town was the lie that broke my feelings for him entirely. And that's why, after he told me to break up with him, I agreed and didn't even ask any time to ask for him to stay. I knew he had another woman he was cheating on me with, so there was no way he was actually leaving town for work. It was so annoying having to listen to him go on about that huge lie when I already knew the truth, especially when I also knew about his wife and child. What? What wife and child? Uh-huh. Carson had always been keeping so many things from me for so long during our time together. But no matter how many times I tried to confront him about them, he'd just go on about some other lie. Wait a second, Alina. What the hell do you mean he had a wife and child? Are they still around? Today him and I are going to get married. We are in the middle of that very wedding right now. So how the hell does he have a wife and child when he wants to get married to me? Right? You have no reason to believe that he has wife and child right now, as you're supposed to be getting married to him right now. So in order to help clear things up for all of us here, I got in touch with his wife about the wedding. What? I told her that the woman he had been cheating on her with is going to marry him today. And she replied by saying she'd be coming here right now. And even with that, she even said that in my place, she'd be giving the speech for you guys. So you can prepare yourselves for when she gets here, and I'll find myself out now. What? Wait a second, his wife is coming right now? Really? And wait, you're going to leave us at a time like this? Well, come on now. I don't want to continue watching this wedding between the man that cheated on me and the woman who faked being my friend all this time. It's making me want to vomit. Had you never asked me to give a speech today, I would have left a whole lot sooner. What? Now you and Carson have a wonderful wedding. I really hope this turns into the perfect wedding you've been wanting.
Hey, Alina, since when did you find out about me having a wife? I did everything in my power to keep all that a secret from you. You're never supposed to be able to find out about her.
A few months ago, you came back to the house all drunk off your butt, right? At that point in time, I got a good look at that ring on your finger.
What?
You had told me you were going on a small business trip out of state, right? But it turns out you were still in town that night and had been drinking with a partner of yours from work. After you came home, I saw that ring on your finger and knew something was wrong. So to find out what was going on there, I looked into your work and things like that.
You did?
I never thought that the company you'd always been working for Maine's office was out of state. Man, I'm so sorry, Carson. You weren't wrong about the business trip, were you? Rather, you had it all backwards. You had actually come out to the smaller office in town where I had been living, and that's why it seemed like you were working there the whole time. Oh, I can't believe that all I needed to do was look into what company you were working for, and I would have figured all of this out a lot sooner.
Wait.
Ever since you and I had first started dating, things fell off. Whenever I talked to you about marriage, you always seemed to change the topic and made it seem like you weren't going to be around for a long time. And that day, you came in drunk as hell with a wedding ring on. You started talking about how the house wasn't the way you remembered it before you came to and realized I wasn't your wife at all. Then you took off your wedding ring and left the house again for the night, leaving me speechless. At that point, I knew something was completely off, and that's why I looked into what was going on with you.
But this doesn't explain to me how you found out my wife's phone number. I heard a lot from Freya already. You texted my wife and told her to come to this wedding today?
Well, that's because I had to tell your wife about what was going on here.
Huh?
When you and I had finally broken up 3 months ago, I thought the right thing to do was tell your wife what was going on. I felt bad for her, because I had never known you were married to her before dating you, and I wanted to say sorry for all of that. I planned on letting her know the truth, and wanted to tell her that she was 100% in the right to ask for a settlement from me.
What?
But your wife turns out to be a very understanding person. She told me she won't hold me responsible for anything of what happened, and forgave me. She just asked I give her all the evidence I could of you and I have dated while you've been married to her. I guess she's totally fine with forgiving me, but she's not feeling that same way about you, Carson. And that's why, for your wedding, I made sure to let her know the time and place and that she could come when she was ready.
Wait. What do you mean she's not going to forgive me?
I'm not really sure myself what she's planning to do with you, but I know for a fact that forgiving you isn't a part of her plan. I just got a text from her. She just got it into town and will be getting at the wedding here shortly.
What did you say?
Now have fun with the remainder of your wonderful wedding. I'm heading home now. There's no way any of this could actually be happening. Everything is awful. Why do I have to deal with all of this right now? I hope you had a great wedding. How was it? Did you have the best time of your life with Carson and his wife? Not at all. We weren't even able to finish the wedding because it had to be cancelled. His wife actually came to the wedding and she brought her full wrath along with her. The whole wedding turned into a raging storm and not a single person was safe from our anger. Well, look at that. The wedding you had been so happy about turned into a living hell for you. Right after that, I had to go and talk with her and everything, and I was told that if I just kept my mouth shut around you, none of this would have happened to me. Had I never told you what happened, then you would have never gone to her and let her hear. Now my whole future with Carson is gone. Even my parents are aware of what's happened, and now know about how I stole Carson from you. Because of you, my mom came up to me and slapped me so hard, and the right side of my face is bruised. What? You're telling me that your mom, the one who always such a happy and smiling face, slapped you that hard? I'm sure that to you, being someone with so many friends, everyone's parents like you and treat you so well. But to me, their own daughter, they are not that all nice. Especially my mom. My mom has always liked you being my friend, which drove my hate for you even further. So after learning how I stole your boyfriend from you, after having let him cheat with me, she was just as pissed as Carson's wife. I can't believe it. Your parents were so upset with you because how much they love me. That's not all though. That wife has no plans of divorcing Carson, even after what happened this day. That's why she was laughing so much in my face yesterday, while telling me I needed to give up on being with her husband. What? She's not going to divorce Carson. She told me they have a child together, so she can't divorce with him that easily. But that wasn't her only reason. She also said that if she left him, he'd be able to marry me, and she didn't want either of us to be happily married to one another. So she's never going to divorce him. I see. It's usually the case the wife would want a divorce after being cheated on twice like that. I was thinking that would be the end result here. She has no right keeping him away from me. That witch! How can she just sit there keeping him as her ATM? Was she not satisfied with the fact that he'd be paying child support to her in the divorce? What does she think she's doing? She doesn't even love Carson anymore, yet she won't let them get divorced? What a jerk! The only jerk I'm aware of is Carson. What he was doing was cheating on his wife when he has a child with her, and then cheating on the woman he was cheating on his wife with? I've gotta say, I respect her for not going right for a divorce after all that. This is not a joke, you idiot. What the hell do you mean you respect her? She is the worst witch on this earth with the most toxic freaking soul. And not only that, but she's both older than me, and she looks even more ugly than you. Yet she told me that I should be paying you a settlement after all of this. What? She wants you paying me? I had thought the whole time that Carson never had a wife, and you were his only partner. So I was 100% certain that stealing him from you would never result in me having to pay for anything. But that wasn't the case, and my parents both tore me a new one explaining all of that to my beating red face. They told me I need to pay his wife money for having tried to marry her husband, but she told me that I'm not to pay her, but to pay you instead for what I'd done. Then everyone, my parents, Carson's wife, and even some of the guests agreed that and settled on me having to pay you, of all people. Wow, well that's just some of the best news I've had all year. I'm not playing around, you ugly whore. I was supposed to become the wife of an elite businessman. I've never saved up any money because I believe I'd get easy life of being a housewife for the rest of my time on this planet. I don't have any way of being able to pay you anything. You don't? You and I have been best friends for a long time, so you shouldn't need any money from me in order to be forgiving, right? All of those people are just being crazy right now and don't understand that you and I are the best buds. It's not like I'm going to be able to marry your ex anymore now, right? Who the hell do they think they are telling me what to do and what not to do now? I'm not listening to crap from that big-mouthed old witch. Hey Freya, I'm with Carson's wife right now. What? And this whole time, she's been watching what you've been sending over me. She's been going on about how it doesn't seem you've learned your lesson at all yet. And her facial expressions are very scary right now. What? Wait, why? Why are the both of you together right now? Well, her and I have been talking about what to do next with you and Carson. And while we've been talking about that, we've been going through all of the evidence of you and Carson being a thing, as well as doing our best to get every little bit more out of you. What? She's been telling me about how she understands why you feel you don't have to be punished for anything that happened here. But she also wants to make sure you learn your lesson and never act like such a selfish and ignorant woman again like you've been with me. However, what you've been saying about the two of us shows that you have not learned anything so far. So she is going to do her very best to make sure you pay every cent you have to me. And she'll be doing by spreading everything she's learned about you to everyone she knows, even though she doesn't know. Wait, you stop that! What does she think she's doing now? She doesn't even live around here. Why is she going to try and ruin my life like that when she's in a completely different state most of the time? If she starts talking poorly about me now, that news is going to spread fast. There's no reason to do something as heartless as that to me. Well, if you pay up, then she'll keep her mouth shut and not say anything else. So my only option now is to pay you. Well, I'll be waiting to you to pay me the amount I've asked for. I'm going to leave the choice of what to do next on your shoulders. But just to be on the safe side, I'll send you my bank information. After that, I received $10,000 I had asked for Freya directly into my bank account. I'm not really sure how she had money to do with that so quickly, but I'm going to assume she had sold a lot of her things to get the money. Also, due to prior feelings they already had for their daughter, Freya's parents used what happened here to disown her for good. And pretty much all her friends that were at the wedding left her. All of them left her with a final message saying people like her don't deserve friends and are better off staying single for good. As of right now, she's been working a job to save up as much money as she can to make up for the $10,000 she gave to me. And while she's been at it, she's gone around looking for men that will one day marry her. However, When asked what her hobbies are and the kind of work she does, the only answer she can give is that she's pretty and would one day like to be a housewife. This doesn't sit well with any of the men, and most tell her that beauty doesn't last forever, so she's going to have to find another way to make herself worthwhile for them. When it comes to Carson and how things went for him, he was forced to go back home with his wife, and there he is working at the main office in order to keep the money flowing for his wife. Most of the money goes right to his wife, and the only thing he gets each month is $100 to use on whatever he'd like. And his wife tells him every day that once their kid turns 18, then she'd allowed him to divorce her.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.
Hey, just curious. How's my mom doing it? Is she still alive or has she finally kicked the bucket? I mean, please don't tell me that old bag of bones is still kicking around here. That would be just too much. When is she finally going to give it a rest?
Sorry, what? What is that even supposed to mean? I mean, are you really saying that about your own mother? I'm sorry, but that just seems too cruel a way to talk about family, even for someone like you, Ted.
Well, I heard that she called for an ambulance to go to her house recently. So is that true? Did she really have to go and do something like that? What happened? Please tell me that it was something serious. I really need some good news in my life right now. I mean, when I first heard that she called the paramedics to her place, I figured that must have meant that her disease finally worsened, and that she finally bit the dust maybe. But I don't really know, so I really want you to confirm this information for me. Please tell me about why my mom called the ambulance to her house. I just have no actual idea why she would be going and doing something like that.
So you heard about the ambulance, but you're not even going to check on how your mom is doing? Or I guess you are checking on how she's doing it, but you're doing it in probably the worst way possible. I mean, really, how could you even be talking about your own mother like this? What is the matter with you? I just don't understand at all why you're acting like this, Ted. You really have some issues. Do you know that? I mean, honestly, what kind of person would ever talk about their own family like you are?
I would say that I actually care about my mom, but the fact of the matter is that she really just isn't that high of a priority for me. I'm just so busy with work, and I really don't have the time to keep up with every little thing that old bat does. And so anyways, all I really have time for is to keep up with what people are saying about her. But I'm not going to waste my life actually going to ask after her. I just don't have that kind of time in my life. But could you go and check on her for me? I mean, if you don't already know why it is that she had to call the ambulance in the first place, that is. I really have no idea, and this is the whole reason why I started texting you in the first place. If I did know why she needed to go and do something like that, then I never would have even sent you a message in the first place. Between you and my mom, I just don't really know who I want to talk to less. Or have you already done so? Do you know how she is? Is she still breathing? Please tell me that she's finally kicked the bucket, and that I will never, ever have to think about her again. Can you please tell me that? If you told me that my mom was finally dead, you won't have to get anything from me for the next 5 Christmases. Do you understand me? Please, I really need this.
Ted, what is the matter with you? Why are you talking about your mom's health like that? I mean, really, I do not think I know of a single person who would talk about their own parents' health this way. And the fact that you keep asking after her health, just hoping for the worst results, honestly says so much to me. I really wish you wouldn't be like this. I mean, you can be just so unpleasant sometimes. Are you really not concerned with her health at all? And I don't just mean concerned about if she's still alive or not. I want to know if you even care at all about your mom's health and well-being. Because I just can't understand why someone would want to hear that their mom died as badly as you do right now.
What is that supposed to mean? Of course I'm worried. Why else would I even bother messaging you if I wasn't worried? You really think that I'm not worried about any of this at all? Honestly, why do I have to waste my time talking with you? I just don't understand where you get off talking to me like this. You really do have a chip on your shoulder, do you know that? I know that she's just your mother-in-law, but she is still my mom, you know? And I think that you should be showing just a little more respect to me, not only as your husband, but as the son of the woman who was just hospitalized. You really do have some nerve, do you know that? Which makes me wonder, So why are you pretending to be so concerned about her health, huh? After all, here you are talking down to me about my own mother. If you could ever even care more about her than I do. You really think that you have more concern for my mother than I do for her? You really need to learn your place, do you know that? It can be so difficult to deal with sometimes.
Pretending? I'm not pretending anything. You were the one just talking about how pumped you would be to hear if your mom had died. I'm not pretending to care for her, but I think that that's all that you're concerned with, and I can safely say that I thought you really didn't seem to be worried about her at all. I am just as worried about your mom's health as I would be my health. I know that she's my stepmother, but that is one reason why I do want to make sure that she's okay. But your mom is also just a nice woman, and I would hate to hear that anything bad happened to her. I mean, I think that's just basic human empathy there, don't you think? In fact, I don't even understand how you could even say something like that to me, Ted. That really hurts my feelings. Honestly, why don't you ever think about the effect that your words have on others? Why am I always having to put up with this crappy attitude of yours? I mean, really, just why do you think that this kind of behavior is okay for an adult to have?
Oh, right. Forgot how emotional you get over this kind of things. Ugh, honestly, I don't understand how women even survive today, getting so upset over the most simple things. I should have known that I'm not even allowed to joke with you about these kind of things anymore. You're just way too sensitive about everything. You can only see me having the worst of intentions with the things that I say.
Emotion? You seriously did not just say that, right? I really hope that you're drunk or you hit your head or that you've had your phone stolen and that I'm not even talking to you right now. Because I have no idea why you think that that kind of blatant sexism is even remotely okay to pull with me. What is the matter with you?
Come on, don't go getting any more upset now. It's not my fault I know you so well. You just always wear your heart on your sleeve. You have no idea how much of an easy target that always makes yourself. Do you ever get tired of letting yourself get so riled up all the time?
Why are we even talking about this when we should be focusing on your mother's health? I mean, did you forget the whole reason you texted me in the first place was because you were trying to figure out how your mom was doing? I guess if I accept that you really were just joking about what you were saying, about how you wish your mom was dead, then at the least, you should still want to know how she's doing now, isn't that right? In fact, if you really were worried, then I think that you would want to go and visit her in the hospital where she is now. So why don't you just go and think about trying to go and make some time so that you can go and see how she's doing for yourself instead of always having to check on your mom through me?
I already told you that I have a lot on my plate with work and can't. Honestly, do you think that all I have is free time on my hands? I have real adult responsibilities that I need to take care of. Why can't you ever appreciate how hard it is that I have to work for the two of us? You pretend like I don't pay attention to anything, but you're the one always overlooking all that I've done. I would go tonight, but I just have a lot of stuff that I need to work on. You want to get it, but I have responsibilities that I can't just shirk and go and check on my sick mom or whatever. You really just have no idea how the world works at all, do you? And just who do you think you are always telling me what to do? You're just a housewife who doesn't even work. So don't go telling me how to live my life. If I wanted advice on how I should spend my time, or what I should be doing, I certainly wouldn't be taking it from someone who sits around the home all day and doesn't even work. You have no idea the kind of things that are on my mind.
I don't see how one thing has anything to do with the other. Honestly, why do you always do this? You always have to try and find a way to spin every single thing that you say against me. And I really, really, really don't like it, Ted. What did I do to you to make you act this way towards me? I mean, shouldn't you be showing me just a little more respect? I'm your wife, for crying out loud.
Well, just give it a rest already, would you? The fact that you're trying to change the subject tells me all that I need to know. You're saying that I always do this, but you're the one who's really always trying to change the subject and make me out to be the bad guy. Maybe if you weren't always doing this, then I wouldn't be doing the kind of things that make you so mad in the first place. Have you ever even thought about that? Anyways, can you just tell me if you think my mom's going to be around for much longer? That was literally all I wanted to know, and you had to go and do what you always do and spin this conversation into areas that has no business being in. Honestly, why can't I ask you just a simple question and have you answer it for me? I really do not understand why you're always trying to make such a big deal out of everything all the time. Don't you ever get sick of being like this?
I seriously just have nothing to say to you at this point, Ted. I mean, Really, I try to be patient with you. I try to have adult conversations with you, and you just refuse to hear a single word I say if it goes against what you want reality to be like. I really don't even know what I can do to try and fix things with you at this point, but every single day, I just feel myself getting closer and closer to my breaking point. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, come on! What am I even doing now? I'm asking because I'm worried. Isn't that what you wanted? You said that you were upset at me because you thought that I didn't care about my mom. But here I am asking about my mom, just like you wanted me to. I'm sorry if I'm not doing every little thing that you want me to do in the way that you want me to do them. That's just life. Got it? Well, I guess whatever happens is going to happen. Just keep an eye on her for me, okay? I got work and all that. And if she ever is really getting close to finally keeling over, let me know. That's what I really, really want to know about. Do you understand me?
Hey Jenny, really sorry to bother you, but how is Hannah doing? Is everything okay with her? I heard that she was hospitalized, but I haven't really gotten any updates about what might be going on with her since then. And I guess I'm just curious if you know at all what might be going on. I'm in a taxi on my way to the hospital to see her right now, so I guess that means that I will find out for myself in not that much time, but still. I just thought that I would ask before I get there so I didn't have to bother Hannah or the nurses or anything with any kind of bothersome questions. You know what I mean?
Hi, Harry. I can't really say for sure. I'm not a doctor or anything like that after all. But from what I've been able to glean, it doesn't sound like she has much longer. I don't really know what else to say. They've tried explaining it all to me, the doctors that is, but you know me. I just really can't wrap my head around that kind of thing. But anyways, either way, it sounds like things aren't exactly looking great for my mother-in-law.
Well then, I'll be sure to be there, so I can at least see her this once before. Well, I don't even want to type it out. Just thinking about it really bumming me out. Anyways, I really want to do this because Hannah was always there for me when I was a little kid, and I feel like I owe her so much. I guess you might be able to understand where I'm coming from since she's your mother-in-law and all. But yeah, I just feel like I should have been able to do more for her and now it's too late.
I knew that you two had known each other for a while, but what exactly is the connection between you two again? Sorry, I know that you've explained this to me probably many times already, but I'm not thinking straight these days, and I was hoping you might be able to jog my memory when it comes to all of that. I hope that you can understand.
Oh, yes. Of course I understand where you were coming from. Besides, I know that it's not your job to have my whole life story memorized. I really don't mind going over this with you at all. But anyways, to go back to my story about how I know Hannah and why I feel so close to her. Well, I think you know that growing up, I didn't have the best household to be in as a kid. My dad was always drunk, so after school I would go to Ted's house to play. I'm sure I was a handful to deal with at times, but Hannah was always so welcoming. She was probably the only person I could go to about all my problems. She always gave me a place to hide from all the things in my life that were bothering me while I was growing up.
I see. She really has been such a kind person, hasn't she? In the time that I've known her as my mother-in-law, she's never been anything but welcoming to me. So I guess it really shouldn't come as a surprise at all that she's always been this way. But now that you've told me all of that, I think I can finally understand why it is that you feel so close to Hannah. Thank you for sharing that part of your life with me. I'm sorry that I've probably made you repeat the same story over and over and over again at this point.
They don't make him like her anymore, that's for sure. Also, any news from Ted? Is he there with you? I know that he's always busy with work and all of that, but I guess I'm just assuming that he would make time for this. Since this is his mother that we are talking about right now after all.
Oh, no, Arthur isn't going to be coming to see Hannah. I don't really know what else to say to that. I know he's busy and all, and of course I can respect how hard he works to provide for the both of us, but still, sometimes his attitude can just really start to get under my skin, and I just don't really know how to talk to him about this anymore.
Wait, really? I just called his work and was told that he already asked to go home early for today. He was supposed to be here all day, but then he said that something came up suddenly, and anyways, he ended up taking the day off from the office today. I just assumed that he left to go and see his mom. I mean, I really couldn't think of any other reason why he would need to leave the office early today. After all, if his mom was in the hospital, it's not like he should be doing anything else but going to check on his mom in the hospital, don't you think?
He got off work early? But Arthur was telling me that he had to stay at work late tonight to work on some important projects. He never told me anything about planning to use his paid time off to take the day off work today. I really thought that he would have told me about this if he was going to see his mom, but he never told me anything about doing anything like this at all.
Well, I guess I don't really have an idea what's actually going on. I'm sorry if I'm talking about something that really isn't any of my business at all. I really don't mean to intrude on your personal life or anything like that. I just figured that since he is your husband, you would know better about where he is and what he is doing at any given moment than I would. Maybe I just misheard what his office was telling me. It is completely possible that this was just some kind of office gossip that isn't actually true. And that I just misheard and didn't actually know at all about what is going on with him at all. Again, I really didn't mean to speak about anything that isn't any of my business. Especially at such a tough time as this with his mom and all.
Actually, I don't really think that Arthur cares at all what happens to her.
What? Oh, that can't be right. This is his mom that we're talking about. I'm sure that he's so scared for her.
No, I really don't think he has any interest at all in whether his mom lives or dies. I think the only thing on his mind in the moment is how much he's going to make from his inheritance once she's gone. This is the second time that Hannah had to be rushed to the hospital, and he didn't even visit her the first time either.
Wow, I had no idea that was true.
Even when she wasn't at the hospital, Arthur still never really even made an effort to visit his mom at home. Even when he did come over, he would just go up to his old room and only ever come out when it was time to eat. I just don't get what his deal is.
Yeah, that's just so surprising. I mean, who would treat their own mother like that? But then again...
What is it? Then again what?
Oh, nothing. Thought I had thought of something, but I really don't think it's anything worth mentioning. Anyways, what matters right now is Hannah, and that's who we should be focusing on. Thank you so much for being there for her now, Jenny.
You're right, we can talk about Arthur another time. But please get here quickly. I can't promise that she'll be around much longer.
I'll tell the driver to step on it.
Hey, I want you out of the house by the end of the day. Got it? Make sure you take those divorce papers and drop them off at the courthouse after you leave.
Is that what the envelope you tossed at me when you walked out the door was?
You mean you haven't even opened it to look? Well, yes, they're divorce papers. Can't stand living with you any longer. I don't even see the point. I've been patient enough to stay with you up till now, but no more. We're through, you got it?
I knew it. I knew this was always who you really were deep down. You're pathetic, you know that? I mean, don't you even have any sense of shame?
Oh, please. You want to talk to me about shame? Well, you were more than glad to be leeching off of me all these years. I knew that I was always worth much more than you. The only reason I kept you around was to look after my mom, and that's it.
And just where were you on the day that your mom died, huh?
We've been over this already. I told you that I was busy with work to go and see her. Are you seriously still hung up on the fact that I didn't go to the hospital to watch an old woman die? My work wasn't going to do itself, you know.
And that's what you expect me to believe? That you were really busy with work?
Are you calling me a liar? I don't even know why I'm bothering to talk to you about this. This is pointless. Just get out of the house already. I never want to see you again.
I don't know what I ever saw in you, Ted.
Well, I know that I found a sucker when I married you. You took care of my mom for 8 years, and now I can pay you back with this divorce. Thanks a lot, loser.
Oh, trust me, the pleasure in getting out of this dumpster fire of a marriage is all mine.
Oh, please. I know that you're really crushed over this. You probably thought that you would have gotten to share my inheritance after all the work you put in, huh? That's why you were always pretending to care so much about my poor sick mom. I could see right through you from the very start.
I never once thought about receiving anything from you, Mom. But I'm just glad this whole thing is going to be behind me soon.
You know that you're not happy about this. You don't have to pretend anymore. You're crushed that you have to find your way through the real world with no one to pay for you. I mean, what could an idiot like you possibly do now that you're going to be single? Who's going to buy your food or pay for the house, huh?
Well, it certainly isn't going to be you. Anyways, I have packing to do.
That's right. Just get out of here, you washed up old cow. Hey, Jenny! So what the heck is going on here, huh? How did you end up getting all my inheritance?
How did I do it? I didn't do anything. It was all distributed according to what your mom put in her will. If you're only going to be asking me stupid questions like that, I would prefer that you not contact me at all.
Wait, no, hold on. That doesn't make sense. I mean, I'm her only son. I should have gotten everything she had. Why'd she give it all to you? I don't get it. You must have done something or threatened her. This isn't right.
Do you really actually think that I threatened your mom? If you want to know about the will, then go talk to your mom's estate lawyer. She was there when your mom wrote it out and made sure it was all above board. I don't know why you're coming to me about this when it's the lawyer whose job it is to deal with all this.
But, I mean, I still don't understand. Why would my own mother do this to me?
You mean you really have no idea why you didn't end up with anything from your mom?
Just doesn't add up. I'm her son. I should have gotten everything. It's as simple as that. Not only that, but I'm her only living family. Dad died and I don't have siblings. Doesn't she realize that means everything should go to me? I still don't get how this happened. You stole everything from me. You had to have done something to her.
Do you really think you deserve anything from your mom after the way that you've treated her for the past 8 years? This all makes perfect sense to me, really. You have barely said a word to her over that entire time. You would visit her house just to eat her food and hide in your home like some moody teenager. And on top of all that, you never visited her either time that she was put in the hospital. How can you go on about being her only child when that's how you've been treating her?
But that isn't fair. I was really busy. I had work to do. How am I supposed to live if I don't work?
That has got to be a joke, right? You do know that we've already been living off your mom for a few years now, right? You never learned how to save money, and we were always having to borrow from her.
But that doesn't mean that I wasn't earning anything. You owe me so much more money for all that I've done for us.
This really is just sad. I can't believe that this is how you're choosing to behave over this.
You think you're so smart just because you robbed me of my inheritance? How will I let you get away with this? How sue you?
Really? You'll sue me? Well, you are more than welcome to try, I suppose.
That's right. I'm her son. And the only reason it seems like I was mean to my mom was because I was too busy from work and always tired. I know that once the judge hears that, he'll order you to pay me everything my mom gave you right away.
Are you still going on about your job? Well, okay then, what exactly were you working on the night that your mom died?
What? You think I remember what I was doing back then? Probably just work stuff.
And you were in the office while you were doing all this work stuff?
Well, duh. Where else do people do work? I go to the office to do my work. That's how work works. I know you never had a job before, but I didn't think I would have to explain that to you.
Well, that just strikes me as interesting because I have it on good authority that you asked to be let out early that night. You weren't in the office the night that your mom went to the hospital for the last time, and you could have gone to visit her.
Wait, no, I mean, I was going to go to the hospital, but then I didn't make it in time.
Oh, really? Because when I called you and asked you to come see her, you said that you were still at work. So, were you on your way to see her, or were you still at work?
I was on my way to see her. I only said I was at work because I wanted to surprise you both and cheer my mom up.
You mean you wanted to try and give your mom a shock while she was in such a fragile state?
No, of course not. I just wanted to try and liven up the mood. I'm sure that everyone was really grim that night, right? I just thought that maybe a surprise visit from her son was just what she would need to turn her health around.
And if you were to sue me, that's really what you would tell the court?
Yes?
Well, let me go ahead and tell you that you're just asking to embarrass yourself if you do that. Just be real with me. What were you doing that took you out of the office but kept you from visiting your mom?
Okay, it's true that I wasn't in the office that night, but I was really doing stuff for work. I just had an important meeting with a client that I couldn't miss under any circumstances. But I really was going to try to make it to the hospital the moment that the interview was over.
I see. And who was this person that you were meeting with? Do you have any proof that this actually happened?
I would tell you, but it was part of a top secret work project, and I'm not allowed to tell people who aren't involved.
Okay, then can you at least tell me where you met this person?
Well, it was at a restaurant near my office.
A restaurant open that late? Sounds to me like you went to a bar. And if it was near your office, it's probably that bar with all the young hostesses, isn't it? Don't answer that, by the way. I've already called them to confirm.
Did you really do all this digging into me?
I didn't do much, actually. But Harry was the one who found out that you had left work earlier than you had told me. Later that night, he called the bar and asked if you had stopped by, and they said you had.
So this is all Harry's fault? That little rat. I thought that him and I used to be friends. How could he do this to me?
Harry also told me that you had taken him to this bar before and were obsessed with a waitress named Mary. He told me that when he called the bar, he was told that it was Mary's birthday that night. I don't believe you, Ted. You really put this waitress's birthday before visiting your own dying mother in the hospital?
No, wait, you don't understand. I already promised her that I would be there for her birthday. Of course I would have gone to the hospital otherwise.
Yeah, I'm sure that you would have. By the way, did you really spend $20,000 at the bar that night?
Is it really that much?
You probably thought that you were going to be getting money from your mom and were just buying everyone drinks, weren't you? Harry told me about how you were bragging about being on the verge of coming into some serious money and kept buying rounds for everyone.
Okay, I'll tell you the whole truth. It's true that I was really looking forward to getting the inheritance from my mom. I realized that I shouldn't have done that though, and it was wrong of me.
Okay, and?
And so, maybe you could give me some of that money that she left to you? I mean, you know how much I spent at the bar. I'm flat broke right now. I need that cash.
You spent money when you didn't have any, and that's my fault? Besides, we're divorced, remember? Why should I have to give you anything?
No, please. I really am sorry for everything. I was wrong. I see that now.
You have had 8 years to see that now, and you're only seeing it now that you're facing the consequences of your actions? Besides, I'm not the one that you should be apologizing to. Your mom died without ever hearing the words, "I'm sorry," leave your mouth. I gave you so many chances to get closer to your mom and be there for her like I was, but you never did. If you want someone to blame, go look in a mirror. After that, Arthur realized that he was going to be swimming in debt and fled town. I heard that as he was leaving, he called his girlfriend from the bar, Mary, and invited her to run away with him. He explained all that had happened, but once Mary realized it meant Arthur didn't have any money, she blocked his number. Apparently, Arthur came back to town to try and talk to Mary face to face, but when he got there, the police were waiting to arrest him for fleeing his debts and they took him away. I'm sure that Arthur really regrets his actions now, but it's more than too late for any of that. As for me, I'm trying to rebuild my life and enter the workforce. Thankfully, Harry knew some people who were hiring for a nursing service and told them I had years of experience. To me, nursing is about giving back to the people that helped build the world that we live in today. It may not be perfect, but it still feels good to give back.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.